In this video, I'll be giving you guys my take on this Mercedes-Benz C-Class, known as W204, which to me I regard as one of the best looking C-Class Mercedes-Benz ever produced. I don't know about any other person's opinion, but as far as I'm concerned, what you are looking at on the screen is the best for me so far, irrespective of W205 and even the previous one and the rest. This one still stands out for me. The reason why I'm so much interested to talk about this particular C-Class is because of the possession of what's it called, manual gearbox for the V6. Because I know that most European cars, especially the German cars, they stopped producing manual for bigger or more powerful engines long time ago. So I was surprised that they actually produced a V6 manual for this particular model. However, my interest is actually on the coupe, not saloon or wagon or estate. However, I just want to first of all talk about the saloon before I shift my focus to the coupe, and then compare it to the BMW and Honda coupe that I find attractive. So, like I said, if you watch, you see that most of my take on all these non-Peugeot cars are mostly the coupe version of their saloon models, not necessarily the saloon. Um, so, I mean, when you look at this car, this is the facelifted version of the W204. I think the phase one looks different. The production started as early as 2007, or the sale, you could say sale, if I'm not mistaken. I think it ended around 2014. So the first production, it doesn't have here. They redesigned the headlight. The headlights looks different, including the bonnet, and this one has round fog lamp. Yeah, let's look at it first so that you guys can tell the difference. Hold on. Okay, so you can see it here. You can see from here it looks different. This is the face one. I think this 2009 to 2011 or 2010. If I'm not mistaken. Even the front bumper has different design. Though when you look at both, you can tell. I mean, they are basically the same vehicle. You can't say they are not. They are basically the same. But it's only you have to pay attention to actually identify the differences. The front grille are almost the same. They are not identical though. Yeah. Then the bumper, yeah, there's a differences. So yeah, I don't know to say which one looks better. I think I will go with the facelifted model. Yeah. So let's look at the rear view. Okay. So honestly, for when it comes to the rear view, I've not been able to identify which one is facelifted model or pre-facelift. I think the facelifted model started, is it 2011 to 2014? I can't remember exactly. Remember, I'm not an expert on German cars. I'm just using my basic knowledge of what I know about them. I see them admire, but not necessarily that I go online, search for them or ask questions, like I would do for Podio. So, yeah, even from the rear view, you can tell this. I mean, it's just pure handsome vehicle, very handsome. This doesn't look feminine at all. I mean, you see how um, we won't call it aggressive, but it has no feminine look at all. It looks. I repeat, this is the best looking C class I've ever seen. Or okay, not ever seen that I know Benz ever produced so far for me. I think after this one, they've done like two or three more models. I know of 205, W205. I think there's another one after 205. The thing is, they all look alike. In fact, after this model, all the other ones they are producing these days, it can very, it's difficult to tell which one is which. Unless maybe you are into that particular, maybe you are into Benz, yeah, you cannot identify. Not that I would not know if I will do the research, but this one stands out. I don't need to research on it stands out. So so I like this car, to be honest. I like how I mean the saloon I like it very much. The look, um, you know. So um, the only issue I have with this is remember my interest is now on the coupe. When it comes to all this saloon, mid-size vehicle, their coupe size because we have so many coupe sizes. For example, which apart from C class, which other smaller car? I know we have the A class, but I'm talking about, for example, like BMW. You could say after 3 series. I mean, is there any other smaller model that you could say has a big? It's basically the hatchback or smaller coupe that you find. Me, I'm more interested in coupe that at least have space close to the uh, big size saloon or medium size saloon. So likewise, this one, the coupe unfortunately does not have that V6 manual. Now there are some manual you could find, you could get on this particular W204, but mostly the four-cylinder engines, and even though I think some of them were turbocharged or not turbocharged, I can't remember. But see, what I'm telling you is for hardcore enthusiasts, who appreciate how good natural aspirated engines are. We know that there are things you don't need to explain yourself to people unless the person actually wants to know. You can't compare natural aspirated to uh, forced induction engines like turbocharged, supercharged. Just more headache that will discourage you from enjoying the car sometimes. The natural aspirated powerful engines might not be quicker, but man, even the sound alone, no artificial, nothing. It just, I don't know, get to push your engine to the red line. So you can't get the V6 manual on the coupe. That's very unfortunate. You can only get it on this saloon. Um, so meaning that if you are really interested, then it has to be this saloon. Um, they have various V6 engine series. Uh, three what's it called? I know they have 300 C300, which is a 3.5 liter engine. C no C350. You have C350, which is 3.5 liter. You have C300, C280, which is 3.0. Then I think that's basically the V6, but they have like different models among those 300 and 350. So um, the V6 manual comes only in the least powered V6 on the saloon. In other words, that's C300, the one that has about 225, 228 horsepower. So not really that impressive with that figure. Um, no, if I were to compare with my 406, I can tell you guys, cars that I'm interested in now, my 406 will always be like standard that I will use it to compare. It has to beat my 406. That's what I do. I check now. You know, any car that I'm going to look at and say, okay, I will wish or I will want to own this car. It has to be able to beat my 406. So if I'm to use this, I will say, yes, remember the 406 is a much older vehicle. Production ended in 2004. This one started like 2007. So the technology is they are not the same. This is much newer, so consumes a little bit less. Um, then I think it's about 2 to 3 seconds quicker than my 406 V6 manual. I'm talking of the V6 manual of this W204. So about 2 or 3 quicker. So in other words, I mean, it's not worth it for me, you know, for the saloon. But the party, if it was the coupe, we are going to look at the coupe. But if you're interested, maybe cause this is 406 manual is not or it's hard to come by. They are not easily available. So maybe this might be another option for you. However, this one is also very hard to find, very, very hard. In fact, from what I read online, I'm not so sure. There's no statistics to back it up. But some users were claiming that out of all the W2 produced, only 5% VCs were manual, 5%. So you can imagine both in North America and Europe markets. So meaning that you can't easily get this. Okay, so let's look at one thing I don't like about the one that has the manual is they are mostly the phase one for this saloon, 2007 to 2009 or 2010 thereabout. That's when they produce the V6 manual with that 228 horsepower. That's you'll find it in C300, if I'm not mistaken. So the interior, when you compare it to the okay, let's look at it. Okay, so this is the C300 V6 manual. So yeah, I could say it makes sense, but here not really impressed. Here I'm not. I mean, compared to the no, you could say even the BMW E92 that I have interest in or find appealing or appeals to me. That one, the dashboard too here not really that is dated. Um, the only one I would say that looks much better, has better, not necessarily because it's dated. As if I'm going for, then I would say it's what it is the Honda Accord 9th generation coupe. This is but of course that one is even much newer than both vehicles. You can understand now. It's much newer. Well, not necessarily because that one production started in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. So this one ended in 2010. But the truth is, the design was made in 2007, so it's an older design. So it won't be fair to say compare it with the Honda. But Honda will be more appealing in terms of the interior. Um, no, so now when you look at the facelifted model, I mean, I mean, you can't help but. I mean, unfortunately, this model doesn't come with a manual. This is, I mean, look at it. It just they are not the same. You enjoy sitting inside this facilitated one or spending more time here than this one. You know, interior not really well made. But I'm not so sure whether it's basically because it's dated. Because there are some old cars that you see the interior. So, okay, it makes sense at least at the time. If you look at my interior, my dashboard of my 505 V6, I mean, the dashboard makes a lot of sense. Considering this was something I was designed and sold in 1986. At that time, look, you see how good the gearbox is. So the dashboard is. But this one, 2007, I mean, you're talking about like 407. I mean, look at 407 design, the one that has the RT3 display, and the one that has the GSM slot. I mean, makes sense than this one. So yeah, so that's going to be a problem. If you are going to now go for the manual one on the saloon, it means you can't enjoy this interior. So if it must be this type of interior, then it has to be the automatic. And the automatic, they are V6. The automatic, they're all seven speed automatic. You know. Anyway, this now you know. So let's look at the coupe. Let's go to the coupe now, because that's my area of focus. So, so this is the coupe version of the W204. Still okay, but you can tell from here, the front wheel is only two here. The car obviously is wider from the look here. Let's compare it and see. This one has a different grade. You know, but the other thing, I don't know. It's just that the one thing about BMW E92 coupe is when you look at the saloon front end and look at the coupe version of that saloon, you could tell this is coupe, this is saloon. You could easily tell. Likewise, the Honda Accord 9th edition. When you look at the front end, remember there are two versions. Then look at the saloon of the Honda. You could tell, yeah, this is obviously coupe. They try to make it look different from the saloon or the wagon. But this one has almost similar look. In other words, you may take a while to figure it out that this is, if you are looking from the front end, unless maybe you now notice that it's wider. I don't know for a fact, but by me looking at it, it looks wider than the saloon. But normally, they're almost like the same design. For example, if you compare 407 coupe with 407 saloon, you can tell easily without even going to the rear that this is coupe because they design it differently. This is saloon. Likewise, 406 coupe, 406 saloon. So let's look at the rear view as well. The coupe. Hold on. So from the side, of course, you know this is coupe, but the rear view is that I don't maybe they are little, but I do not see any difference between the saloon and this coupe. Let's look at it again in case there is. Maybe I'm not. But it's not something that I easily noticed. I mean, is there any difference? I mean, it should be able to make a difference. I don't understand. So let's go to and watch one video concerning the review for somebody the coupe. See, out of all the V6, of course, we have W204 AMG. I'm not talking about those ones. That's 60, is it 63 or 64? I remember. Yeah, 63 AMG. That one, they have over 400, almost 500, and they both horsepower and the rest. But if you ask me, as somebody who likes to have fun drive and the rest, the one I would pick is the C350 Coupe. The C350 Coupe. Even though for me, I would still say that the saloon version looks better than this coupe. Yes, the saloon looks better, but let's just work with my own design in terms of the body um, type. Yeah, the C350, the power is they have like three different this in two. Hold on, I think I noted that somewhere. Uh, 268 horsepower makes sense. 288 horsepower makes sense, and 302. And each of them, they have over 350 Nm torque. So yeah, imagine for 260, almost 270 to 300 and something horsepower. Yeah, that's one I want. That will make sense. What I mean is, if I were to go for that one, I will know that significant difference between my 406 V6 manual and in terms of quickness. Aside that, I know that even the C300 will have more performance than my 406 because this is more performance package than my 406 V6 manual. However, it's not that quicker that much. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. You know. So let's look at, like I said, that C350 unfortunately doesn't have a manual, but let's look into it. Maybe for people who might be interested, because it's actually, like I said, it's an interesting vehicle. So I'm not going to displease it because it doesn't have the transmission that I prefer. Maybe other people might. All right.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Alex. Today we have a really fun car, a car that I've really enjoyed over the past years, and one that I've really wanted to do on this channel for a while. This is a 2012 Mercedes C350 Coupe, rear-wheel drive, and we're going to be taking it out for a test drive today. The purpose of this video is essentially to tell you a little bit about the car, see if it's a good buying decision or not, and how it's stood over the years that have gone by. This current model has 121,000 kilometers, and this will give us a good idea of just how good the build quality is and how the vehicle stands up over the years overall. So this one, of course, does have the 3.5 liter V6 engine that is paired to an automatic transmission. As for options, you've got heated seats, you've got a panoramic sunroof, but yeah, no, overall it's pretty well equipped. One part I really love about
This car really looks good. I mean, I'm talking about the interior. This particular vehicle, because this is facelifted model 2012. I mean, it really looks good. Even better than, I don't know whether to say, I think it even looks better than the Honda 9th edition coupe. I mean, it's well packaged. I just like the kind of simple. The Honda, remember that Honda 9th edition? They put how many? Is it two big screen, one touch screen? Though I think there's an option of manual radio, if I'm not mistaken. So you now have only one big screen, which is not touch screen. The one that is on top of the dashboard. But this one I like the design. I'll give it a good pass on this compared to every other one I've checked.
this car have to be the seats. They're very comfy, they're still quite sporty. Sure, the side bolster.
Man, look at the seat.
But yeah, no, overall it's pretty well equipped. One part I really love about this car have to be the seats. They're very comfy.
And the seat, I like the design. I think it's even much better than the E92 and 9th generation Honda Coupe. I mean, look at the design. It's almost that as if it's that of 407 Coupe seat. It might even be better. I mean, the design makes sense. So yeah, for me, but interior wise, this one beats the E92 and 9 generation uh, Honda Accord Coupe.
They're still quite sporty. Sure, the side bolstering could be a little bit more aggressive for a sports car, but overall, you can't really ask for too much. This isn't a C63 at the end of the day. It is still a C350. Overall, sitting inside this vehicle really does show that the Mercedes still has really great build quality. Lots of soft touch materials found throughout the vehicle. The steering wheel feels really nice in your hands. The 9-3 grips are just fantastic, and your thumbs just caress them really beautifully there. And of course you have your paddle shifters on the side as well. So yeah, overall the build quality of the vehicle does seem quite good. So now, essentially, it's time for us to get a move on here. Okay, so taking off is a struggle right now. I do live in Canada with quite a bit of snow, and we're taking a while to get moving. One thing I'll say right off the bat is the driving position of this car feels really nice. You are sitting a little bit lower. Of course, you can adjust that all, but it is a sports car, so you do want it to feel like a sports car when you're driving it, and I'm getting that impression right now so far. As for visibility, the A-pillars are actually kind of at an awkward place because it seems as though the roof line goes in a little bit. Kind of get a feeling that it's kind of squished in this way, so it's a little bit different when it comes to the visibility from that perspective.
I mean, look at how comfortable he's sitting on. You know, there are cars that when you sit on the driver's seat, or even if on the passenger one, you know, you see that even the headrest is not even getting close to your head, you know. Then here too won't grip you, won't grab. I mean, honestly, thumbs up for Mercedes for designing this interior this good, you know.
Perspective. Brakes are really touchy, really touchy. So you barely need any brake application to stop. Now, okay, so one thing that's twice now I've noticed it. I'm not a fan when it comes to being in eco mode or in comfort mode of the throttle. It seems a little too lax for me. You have to put your foot down a little too much to get going, in my opinion. So that's maybe one thing that would be something you'd have to get used to for sure. Alright, so it does have some decent pickup. I'm gonna put it in sport right now. And we're gonna floor it. This is at just over 60 kilometers an hour. It's actually pretty quick. That climbed pretty damn fast. So this is one of the criticisms I've always had with these automatic transmissions. I just did Tiptronic or manual mode, if you want to call it that, and it still doesn't really feel that quick. That's one of my biggest criticisms with regular automatic transmissions. When you have a sports car and you click the paddle and it takes a second to then switch gear, it kind of takes away from the experience overall.
Yeah, honestly, I noticed that if you guys are paying attention, you could see when he pushed it close to the floor. I was using the manual mode. If you are paying attention to the sounds, by the way, the engine sound thumbs up, very aggressive sound. But if you pay attention, you could see that there was a delay. Even when he has pressed the button commanding the gearbox to upshift, there was still a delay. It took a second or two before he now upshift to the next higher gear. So that's one thing. Like I always tell people, the reason why I don't like all those automatic transmissions like in 407 and the rest, no matter how good they are, very unpredictable. Which is what he is talking about. I regard this as they are not predictable compared to the manual. You are driving, you are pushing hard, you are expecting the transmission to upshift at certain time. It will not. You put it on manual mode as you are driving. This thing happen also in Peugeot cars like the 407, 307, the rest. Driving, press shift the button for it to enter the next gear. Use the gear lever and shift it. you will still remain on that current gear after about a second or so before it now enters. I mean, it is very frustrating, So I'm surprised that even Mercedes Benz, their own transmission have same annoying issue. It's not like it's their fault. It's just the design. So when I tell you guys, see, as far as automatic transmission is concerned, it's not for they are not for me. I don't care how good they are. They are just very annoying for somebody who really enjoy driving. What I would say is this: I know a lot of people buy all these exotic cars or supercars that have close to 1,000 kilometer Lamborghini and the rest. Not necessarily because they enjoy driving. It's just a status thing. You have the money, so you want to buy this expensive exotic vehicle to show that, yeah, I'm not in your midst. I pass you. In other words, I have more than you do, or want to associate yourself with certain cadre of men. Uh, you know, uh, you know that when you have this kind of car, some gates will be open for you. So my point is, they are not really the hardcore car enthusiasts, people that actually enjoy driving. They just buy it because they do this thing. That's why over time, within a short while, they are bored already. And they start thinking of another car to buy with billions or millions of naira. So, dollars, whatever, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the point is, yeah, automatic. I don't. It's hard for you to claim that you're a hard enthusiast as a hardcore one, and you find automatic more interesting to drive than manual. Wow, it's hard for me to believe you. What I could say is modern automatics now are way faster than manual. Yeah, they are faster. In fact, they also consume less fuel these days. So yeah, I could take you there. So maybe you want one that will make you win races or be faster on the road, everything. Fine, it makes sense. You are going for that. Or you want just the automatic for the status sake. Fine. But to tell me that if that particular car that has 500 horsepower, 600 horsepower with 800 or 600 Nm torque, if that car also has a manual version, you want to tell me that the one that will be more fun to drive is the automatic, and you're telling me you're a car enthusiast. Wow. Okay, moving on.
And I definitely did feel that even in its sports mode, it isn't as responsive when you're in manual mode there. So that's one thing that, being a 2012, I suppose you could maybe expect, given that the technology just wasn't as good back then. The comfort that you...
No, because I was watching a review of which vehicle was that? Was it Honda? I think it was Honda. This is their recent model. Is it 11th generation? Not even the 10th generation. The one that has, is it 10-speed automatic? Can't remember exactly. The 2.0 10-speed automatic. Same issue. Most time they spend time, if you are driving and you want to push and you realize that it's finding it difficult to know which gear to choose. There are so many gears, so it's hunting for the correct gear to shift, and sometimes the shifting becomes harsh. It's just like you mentioned, you put it on sports mode, it still wasn't really responsive, the acceleration or the shifting. I mean, see, I don't have issue with automatic transmission, but people should just not make it look like something that is not. You know, I will keep saying that most men buy automatic because their women want automatic, so they just have to. Not necessarily because they enjoy driving it, but men, their wife insists that it has to be automatic. Some even not necessarily because of their wife, but that's what everybody is doing. So let's just buy it. And some, they are not really, they don't enjoy driving cars like people like me. Yeah, people like me too. So, um, will you really blame them? I mean, everybody can be a car freak or a car person. So some men, they have other things they enjoy doing, like me, mostly cars. So they are also better in other things. So yeah, it doesn't matter why buy the manual when they can drive automatic much easier for them. So Yeah, that's so. In that case, I disagree to the fact that you said the automatic at that time in 2012 was not that good. Come on, 2012 they've already done almost 8 speed automatic in some brands. If I'm not mistaken. Some brands have started to produce 8 speed automatic. So and remember this one is 6 speed, 7 speed automatic, so it's much better compared to the 4 speed, 5 speed, and 6 speed used 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You get in this car though is actually really nice. So even going over some of those bumps, for it being a sports car, it's still really smooth when you want it to be. You go over some of these bumps, the suspension soaks it up so well, even though this is still a sports car. How does steering feel? There isn't really much dead zone, not gonna lie. It's pretty responsive even with the smallest little inputs that you make. Taking this turn right here, getting the back end out just a little bit. Composes itself nicely though. Something I wanted to get out of today was this. With essentially 120,000 kilometers on the clock, how well has this vehicle stood up over time? And I'll tell you right now, just in this experience, I haven't heard any rattles. I haven't heard any squeaks, even though this car has been sitting outside. It feels good. It feels really composed, and that's something that I would expect with the Mercedes. Now this does have an instant fuel economy mode, so right now I'm cruising at just over 60 kilometers an hour, so about 40 miles per hour, give or take. And it says that we are averaging around 5 to 8 liters per 100 kilometers. Take that with a grain of salt. Of course, that always fluctuates when you accelerate and decelerate, but I don't know how gas would really be on this vehicle. I wouldn't imagine that it would be the greatest since this is a V6 at the end of the day, but
Yeah, something I want to mention before he continues, where he talked about what's it called, the the reliability of the car. Yeah, because I actually did research and realized that this is one of their best products. I know some people will always say the Benz fan. They always say that the older Benz are compared to durability or reliability, remain the best. You know, um, but this one, I mean, even here in Nigeria, I see people drive them. Um, Though not all of them are actually quick. I do see them on the road, and sometimes they try start racing, and with my whole 6 V6, I will just bust them. I mean, they will even see my back, and most likely those ones are the four-cylinder one. That's the problem with people. They assume that because he has the Benz logo, it must be faster than every other car on the road. Yet you go and buy a four-cylinder engine that's non-turbocharged, expecting it to do what exactly, you know. So yeah, it is kind of, well, I don't know in terms of maintenance costs. I can't say for sure. I don't know anybody like directly I know that uses it. But I know I see people like people that use Peugeot cars that also have this car. So um, I've never asked them about this car, even when I see them driving them, but they've never complained, about high cost of maintenance or constant failure. So I would say thumbs up to Benz for this vehicle. Right.
it wouldn't be too terrible. One thing you want to consider, given that this is a Mercedes, you do not want to cheap out on the gas that you use. Get yourself premium, high-octane fuel. These German cars thrive on it, and they can't live without it. So do keep that in mind as well. Now the
Something I want to mention. See, guys, if you're buying a coupe, a V6 coupe or a performance car, and you are so worried about fuel economy or fuel consumption, do yourself a favor. Just go and look for what's it called? I don't know, hatchback or something and buy. I don't know why people always assume that performance means it takes a lot of energy to produce that kind of. I mean, I don't understand how that people focus so much on irrelevant things. If you want big power, you have to be willing to pay for it. Meaning to cost you fuel, you have to spend more money on fuel compared to the one with four cylinder. However, you can have some advantages over that four cylinder. That's why you might say, where am I running it? I'm not a speed freak. But every man that says that, unfortunately, sometimes when you get on the road, you find you come to a situation where man you may need to have not necessarily have some fun. Somebody might try to embarrass you and be like, "Hey, let me show you that I'm also a man." You press your throttle down, and the person will actually embarrass you. You have a car yet, you cannot even drive past. I don't know. It can be embarrassing sometimes when you have a car and some you want to kick. Maybe somebody drive nonsense in front of you. You want to drive, come to warn the person. You can't even. You are pressing your car hard to get to the person to warn that person. The person is zooming out as if you are standstill. So yeah, sometimes you need that power. You need that power. But man, when you get it, you eventually realize. But I understand that everybody is into that. So, but if you're into, in fact, if you're going for a coupe, even the one that have four-cylinder engine, understand that they will consume more than the saloon version. Coupe are usually more packaged for performance. So those packages, those things are added to increase the weight of the vehicle. And sometimes the coupe version, even if it's the same engine in the saloon, they will tweak the system such that the engine on the coupe will produce more power than the one in the saloon. I'm not saying that's the standard, but I'm saying some, depending on some car models, that's usually the norm or the case. So,
Question is, does this feel like a sports car when you're driving it? Because at the end of the day, this is the coupe. Let's downshift here. Okay, so we're third. It does have good, you know what? It does feel good. This is a nice engine. But it sucks because you know what? I'm not a fan of this transmission in sport mode. So we're just over 2,000 RPM, fourth gear. Okay, now it changed. Now it changed. Now it changed. Okay, so there's a bit of a delay, but not too bad overall. Spinning tires. You know what though? Okay, so the traction control and stability control was working there. On a straight line, the back end did not fishtail once. I felt the wheels spin a bit, but this car did a really good job at keeping it on center. So what are my overall impressions so far? Let's put it this way. This generation C-Class at this point is actually the most affordable Mercedes and the best bang for buck, in my opinion, that you can buy right now. This model right here, this 2012 C350 Harman Kardon audio system, blind spot monitor, panoramic sunroof, backup camera, backup sensors front and rear, is just over 16,000 Canadian. American, I would imagine that's probably around 13,000, maybe could be even a little bit less. Overall, that's some good value. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a Mercedes, it's still a modern Mercedes, so you've got that awesome engineering, relatively new engineering as well. I think this is really good value. And of course, you can get some of them in all-wheel drive. That would bring up the cost a little bit.
I would discourage going for a four-wheel drive performance cars. Yeah, it could, depending on if you are drifting or some other stuff, probably it might be better to use that. I don't know. I'm not into that kind of stuff. But my point is, when you buy four-wheel drive, it makes them slower because they are adding weight to the vehicle. Four-wheel drive will make them slower compared to the same model of the vehicle with same engine, same transmission, but only only one or two-wheel drive. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I just don't fancy four-wheel drive. It makes the maintenance cost much higher. Once if it breaks, I see what people go through, especially BMW users that have four-wheel drive. Trust me, I know what they go through when those differential, this start having problem, especially their transmission. You don't want to go through that. I don't advise. I advise against it. So I decided. Anyway, he is not asking. He just pointed it out. But for me, if you're asking for opinion, don't buy it. I may not be an expert on Mercedes Benz, but I'm telling you, as a technician in this auto industry, they also see people having issue with their four-wheel drive system. Advice against it.
No, this car feels good. I'll tell you right now, this car feels really nice. Not gonna lie, if this, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, I don't think this car came with a 6-speed. If this came with a 6-speed manual transmission, I'm telling you right now, I would probably consider trading my 350 ZHR for this car. Because there's something about it that I really do enjoy. I like the looks. Firstly, I love the looks. That could be...
I mean, he said it. I mean, I haven't actually watched this video. I just saw it and said, okay, the video is about 350 coupe. Let me watch it together with you guys. Exactly what I said a few minutes before now. He just said it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you're really, if you're the type that actually enjoy driving cars, there's no how you tell me that the manual or the automatic is better than the manual in terms of fun. Being faster doesn't necessarily mean it's more fun to drive.
That's an objective thing, but I think the car overall looks really nice. Interior and exterior wise, it's comfortable. It's got pretty much every option you need. The build quality seems really, really good, as I've experienced so far, even with 120,000K. So it's gone through its paces. It's been broken in without a doubt. And for what you can buy these cars for, I think it's a no-brainer in many cases. So here we go. This is all snow. We're doing some maneuvers. But I mean, after that little experience with that little amount of snow that was on the ground, you definitely need winter tires. If you have sliding out of control, it's the tires. You need to have winter tires with this boat. They have a really nice selection of vehicles, from luxury cars.
Okay, so moving back, I think we're done with the video. So yeah, the coupe, it still looks like the saloon. Maybe I got it wrong earlier. But if I see it 101 physically, yeah, maybe it might look completely different from the saloon, but just that from the tail, there's no difference, hold on, let me check. No difference, yeah. Man, this interior is lovely. It's lovely. I mean, I just like it. It's very simple. Trust me. Especially these buttons. I like operating your whatever with the manual buttons, like unlike the touch screen. Honestly, I mean, wow. It's not even about this color. The seat, the dashboard. No, it's just the way. It's good. It's just like 407. Those ones with the navigation screen. When you look at the radio, the what's it called, the heating ventilation control unit and the rest. Now, makes sense. You know. So at the end of the day, it still comes back to the salon looks much better. That's the truth. That's the truth. So if I were to compare this, hold on. I were to compare this with okay, let's see. Let's check that out. So this is the BMW E92 series. When you look at it with this one, which one looks better? I'm comparing it in terms of coupe design. This doesn't have the coupe tail. No, the rear doesn't look like coupe. It's just normal saloon rear view. design. But this one looks completely different from the saloon E90 or the saloon version of this coupe. So let's look at um, Honda Accord 2016 coupe, where oh, okay, you might say 2016. Yeah, okay, that I'm not being honest. Maybe okay, 2016 is too. Let's do 2014. All right. Um, I want us to look at it so that what did I? Hold on. Okay, this is it. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, my internet is kind of slow. Okay, so this is the phase one 9th generation Accord. Stopped in 2014. So when you compare it with the 2014 coupe or 2012, which is basically the same with 2014. I think the Honda beat this one, beat the Mercedes, the W204. Yeah, I think so. Because this one actually looks, you can once you don't need to see the front from the rear. Once you see it, you identify it as a coupe because it look completely. The design is completely different from the saloon version. I mean, look at the saloon. Saloon looks different. They are not even. They don't look alike at all. I mean, yeah, can see. You see the difference. So when you look at it, you can see they redesigned the coupe so to make it, even though it's the same car, it's just that this one is coupe shape, this one, but this completely different. So you could say this is the facelifted model, but basically the same. Is it the facelifted model? I can't even remember, but they are similar anyway. So it might not be the identical comparison. But I mean, so that's where I would say interior, the coupe. This coupe beats the 9th generation Honda Accord coupe, the E92 BMW coupe. Yes, this Mercedes one beat them. Both the seat, the dashboard, even the sunroof. I mean, it has two model of sunroof separated. Come on, Benz, they really did a good job here. But the exterior, no, I'll give it to the Honda. Yes, I'll give it to the Honda. For example, let's look at front view. Front view, something really particular about it. Not that special, but yeah, could say kind of makes sense. I mean, you could tell the difference between this and the saloon. So now in terms of, yeah, they are not the same. When you compare it with the saloon, they look different. Now, in terms of performance, generally performance, as in which one is better among these three that I pointed out? The um, I would say the BMW and the Benz will have better performance, as in terms of performance package, the suspension, everything, the braking system, yes. Even the steering, because from what I've gathered, this one has just the normal steering. It's not, it's too soft, too light for to handle this kind of power compared to especially the BMW that has heavy steering. I didn't actually listen to know if the Benz C350 coupe has a heavy steering wheel, but this one is very light, so it's as if you are driving the normal Accord Saloon, so in that case, it scores poor on that performance side. And the brakes, they say the brake is just normal, it's not like a performance brake. So I expect the BMW will have better, I don't know, but will most likely have better braking system for performance, or in other words, more efficient brake, or the stopping distance will be more shorter. That quite depends. So yeah, I would say the Benz and the BM most likely will have general. Then in terms of which one is more fun, which is more fun to drive, the Benz will score the last among these three. The Benz will score the last. Yes. Benz will score last than this. This one will score better. It has a manual, what's it called? The manual, I think, has more power, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. The manual of this, the 330i. I mean, yeah, almost 300 horsepower, or a little bit more manual, compared to the Benz that has what's it called? Benz that has the manual one is just 220. So, however, I want to believe that this Accord will most likely be more fun to drive. When cars don't have all these safety or performance packages, but they are very quick, it means it's not left on the driver to be able to handle the car, not necessarily the car to take that. You are the one to be able to keep that power to the ground, not the other safety aids or performance electronic aids that assist to maintain the power, keep it to the ground. So this will be more fun to drive, which could also be more dangerous. The more risky, the more fun. So this might be more fun to drive. In terms of which one is quicker, this is the quickest among them. This one that is the quickest among this E92. Okay, I'm not so sure. It depends if it's the 256 horsepower E92, yeah, I could say. But the 300 horsepower E92, the manual one, they have the manual. I don't know if it's in manual. I think the one in manual is 256. I can't remember horsepower. But from what I could say, this one is more fun. In terms of the sound of the engine, this tends to produce more aggressive sound as the RPM climbs up. But the good thing is all of them have, they're all naturally aspirated, not turbocharged. Okay, so the reason why I don't really, if I were comparing the saloon, I would say yeah, the Benz would make more sense. But then it lacks what I want, which is powerful V6 manual on the coupe. Doesn't have. So um yeah, but at least you guys now know there are some fun cars you can go for, not necessarily it must not have to be a Peugeot. So it's not up to you to find out maintenance costs, this purchase costs, this and that. So okay, so till next time.